Hi everyone, it's Dr. Shannon Cotnam. I just wanted to say hello and welcome you to your capstone class, Web 289. I put a note up yesterday or the day before yesterday talking about the changes I want to make to the course. I want to add a little more structure to it and a little more some hard due dates because, as I said, I ran it basically as an independent study, but a lot of students would get off track, and then at the end of the semester they would not have much to show for their work. So what I've done right now is I wanted to show you, you can look on there, you can go through the class and see all the material. You're going to be reading a lot of materials, and I'm still going to stick to this benchmarks thing I set up before. So the dates obviously are going to have to change, and I'm going to rearrange some of this, but you're going to create mock-ups of your website. What you're going to kind of design the look, what you want it to look like, sketch that out, or there's online tools where you can use to make digital representations of basic, just the basic layout of, will there be a splash screen with just an image, or do you want, a row of images on the side and text on the left, or how you want, if you want to have navigation bars across the top, down the side, etc., and so forth. So you'll sketch them out. We're going to push that back further though. You're going to have to purchase a domain name and find hosting for your portfolio site. And then the third thing we did was the initial build and upload. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push those back, and instead we're going to start with this personal project 1. And then on the second page you've got personal project 2. And basically I just had students create a website on the topic of their choice. They can create a business website or a hobby website or redevelop a website for an existing business, and you don't even have to tell them about it. Just to practice having websites and to have something on your portfolio so that you can demonstrate that what kind of web design you can do. So what I'm going to do is push those to the front, and I want you to give me a little bit of time so that I can walk you through and have some step-by-step instructions for creating project 1 and project 2. And I will let you guys, because you are graduating students, you do know a lot more than my intro students, I will let you guys choose your topics, but I will have specific recommendations, and I'll give you a walkthrough in case you need some help getting started and meeting all the requirements on how to build it. I want you to hand code these pages, your personal project 1 and personal project 2. And I want them to be responsive, and so we'll do mobile design first, and so I'll write all those out and I'll create videos for all of that. And so that's going to be the main difference right there, is that you're going to do a personal project 1 and then a personal project 2, and then we'll start thinking about how your portfolio itself is going to look, and you'll start doing mock-ups of that and looking for a domain hosting package. All right, and then I think maybe even new skills. We'll have a third one where we do a little practice together, maybe use, CodePen, so that you can look and see what some of the options are, some animated navigation. If you were in JavaScript 2, the Web 215 this past semester, we did an animated navigation with JavaScript. Looking for something like that, just something to add a little spice to your portfolio. So all of the reading on what makes a good portfolio, what you should think about, how to do it, what it's good for, all of that is already up there on the Moodle course that I copied over. I'm going to go ahead and have you start with that. Start thinking about what you want your portfolio to be, what you want it to look like. But the actual hands-on coding work, we're going to start with personal project 1 and personal project 2, and I'm going to let you pick the topic, but I'm going to be providing you some specific requirements and hands-on step-by-step. This is what I want you to do. This is the design it should take. This is, I'll have you do grid containers for the CSS and all of that. So I'll give you more specific steps and requirements for building 2 websites. At least maybe they'll just be web pages. So start thinking about, if you have a friend that has a business you want to help out and build them a free website, or if you have a hobby or you want your dog to have his or her own web page, just start thinking about what kind of sites you want to have. This will be something you'll link to in your portfolio site. So it will be something that future employers can look at and see that you can build web pages. So don't get too silly with it, but start thinking about the topics, and I will start creating the steps and the requirements for what you're going to do. And in the meantime, so you're not completely on pause waiting to get anything done, I'm going to have you go ahead and assign the reading about the portfolio and what it does and the purpose of it and what are some good elements, and looking at lots and lots and lots of examples. I think that's probably the best thing you can do, is see what other people have done and try and figure out if you want to incorporate that into your own site, and kind of see what the competition does and what's popular now, because web design fads come and go like everything else. So I'm going to update all that, update the dates on stuff, and I'm going to work out a new course schedule. And boy, I've promised a lot of people a lot of things on Thursday. But my plan is to have all of this up by Thursday, Friday at the very latest, I hope. And I will have a schedule ready so that you will have an assignment due on the 21st, but it will be probably a discussion after you read several articles. So I think the very beginning, the way I've got it laid out, where you're reading articles about portfolios and looking at examples and all of that, we'll go ahead and start with that. And then when the hands-on will get moved up. So it will still be this basically, but you'll have more direction for the personal project 1, personal project 2, and new skills. And then you'll have some hard and fast deadlines for designing and then building your portfolio site itself. And that'll be the only real change. We can talk about templates later, but I want to see an initial design that you build yourself, because the whole point of Bootstrap and some of these libraries and jQuery having all of that is because it looks really fancy and it doesn't require a lot of coding. So it is a good idea to use them, because you need to know how to use them if you're going to be a web developer. You should be able to take a template and edit it and make it your own, and change out the images and change out the content, and get rid of the parts you don't need. Maybe throw in some you do. But the more important thing is that you understand what's going on behind the stage, what the HTML is, what the CSS is, which parts of the JavaScript are doing what. So we will focus on going back to the basics for your projects, and then having a basic, at least, index page for your portfolio, and then maybe we can look at some of the free templates that are out there if you want to add some flashbangs to your site at the end. There's just 5 of you. I think I'm going to set us up on Slack so we can have conversations. Part of me says no, because I want, it isn't an independent thing. Building a web portfolio is a personal thing. And I don't want you, bothering each other or feeling nagged to death on this. So I'm not really sure how much would be help and how much would be an intrusion. So again, something I'll think about. I might even put up a poll and ask you guys what you think. For now, if you want to go ahead and start reading things and going through it, you can. If you just want to wait until Thursday or Friday and then worry about it over the next weekend, you can do that. Either way is fine, and you're not going to miss out on anything if you just want to take this week off. Okay, I'm glad to have you all. I'm glad you all made it this far. Congratulations. And this is not a difficult thing. This is supposed to be a fun thing, and it will be fun. It's just going to be a little more structured than I've done in the past. And if you go through this benchmarks thing, you'll see it's not a lot. You could actually, if you had to, you could build a portfolio site in 1 or 2 weeks, really. It wouldn't be the best thing in the world, but you could do it. So this is not a lot of work. I want you to spend a lot more than 2 weeks thinking about what you're building that. So that's the plan for this semester. I will have WebEx office hours, virtual hours. More on those when I get the Boodle site updated. I know at least for sure Thursdays 1 to 3 I'll have WebEx hours, so you can talk to me virtually, and you don't have to have a camera or turn it on or even a microphone. You can just type your questions to me, but I will be able to speak to you live on Thursdays at least, and possibly Tuesday evenings if they'll allow me to do that in the department. And then otherwise my Google Voice phone number is up there, and having trouble catching those phone calls live, but I will get any voicemails you send, and of course always email. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have some thoughts on, whether or not you'd like to have a community discussion on this, or if you'd rather just, do your own thing. And otherwise, I will be in touch when I've got some stuff ready for you to go and the dates are correct in your Moodle class. So welcome aboard.